Alright guys, we have another new red dragonstone in the game, the Select Dragonstone 10, which has dropped alongside Android 16. And for those of you who don't know who to spend your red dragonstone on, or maybe you are new to Dokkan and this is your first time using one of these, I'm going to tell you what to do with it. So if you're looking for a short and sweet answer, my answer to you right now is save them. And for those of you clicking off the video now, I appreciate you. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new. But for those of you who want to know why, I'm about to tell you. So first things first, for you newer players, the treasure item Select Dragonstone 10 can be obtained off the first login. So all of you will have that now claimed from your gift box. If you're just hopping on now, go into your gift box, claim them. You'll have them. You'll have 3 of them. And you can choose from a special lineup of characters in the store that you can either trade all 3 for, 2 of them for, or 1. They all have them values as they say here. 3 groups are available this time, and you can make an exchange with 1, 2, or 3 of your select character Dragonstones, depending on the group you choose. All of the available characters are already Dokkan awakened at max level, and you'll also recruit 2 Elder Kais along the way as well, which is a really nice added benefit. Now, all of these characters here, these are only some of them, are worth 1 red dragonstone. All of these units here have super easy A's. A lot of these are still somewhat usable, some not so much, like SSJ3 Goku, but primarily a lot of these you can still get some usage out of and are some pretty good units to pick up, even though I'm telling you to save. This lineup here, you can specifically use 2 of your red dragonstones and get 3 of these units for the price of 2, which on face value is really good. However, with the units that are actually in these 2 groups aren't really worth the value of 2 red dragonstones as they are, but we'll get onto that a bit more later on. And then we have this group down here, which is valued at 3, more than likely because they have some of the more recent easy A's, and the 2 main ones that have value are the GT Super Saiyans when it comes to GT Heroes and Giant 8 Power. Other than that, I probably wouldn't use all 3 of your red dragonstones on any of the easy aid units here because it's not really worth it, even though we have a pretty good unit in here like Extreme Strength Kid Buu, whereas everyone else, they're okay, but not all of your red dragonstones. So here we have the red dragonstone lineup in the barber shop. As I said before, I would probably stay away from the units valued at 3 red dragonstones just because I don't believe it's worth it. I mean, the best value, as I said, is going to be the GT Super Saiyan Easy A's, just because you can still get usage out of them. Kid Buu as well, a little bit less so than them 2, but he's still very good, because they do work so well on GT Heroes, Giant 8 Power, with Gogeta, with LSSJ4 Goku. They just are that good, especially in slot 2 or slot 3. However, just because they are valued at 3 red dragonstones, I probably wouldn't plunge all of my red dragonstones into just 1 unit. So at least this way you can kind of maximize your value. But as I said, you should be holding on to them. You want to save them for the time being to see if there's going to be any potential more easy A's, but mainly super easy A's to come during the rest of this celebration, so you can make the best choice and get the most out of your 3 red dragonstones. Now, the 2 red dragonstone sets, as I said, are good on face value because you're getting 3 units and 2 Elder Kais, which is good. However, the units in this have no value to little value at all. Easy A Piccolo, no one's using them in the big 2025, nor are they using these side units like this Trunks or the Gohan. However, and this is a massive reach and a massive theory that you need to take with the biggest pinch of salt, maybe, just maybe, probably not going to happen, but just maybe, Dokkan is going to start super easy A-ing the side unit easy A's. And maybe that's why they've got these groups going on right now, valued at 2 red dragonstones, that specifically are part of Androids and Android/Cell Saga, which of course Android 16 leads, especially with the easy A's also being tech androids and AGL Trunks in a couple weeks time. Now, would that be great? 100%. Does that make a lot of sense? 100%. However, Dokkan is still going through super easying the OG Dokkanfest, and we haven't even made it through the 120 leads yet. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think that is incredibly unlikely, maybe like 0.01% chance of happening, but it is Dokkan, so you never know. The same can be said with this group too, because no one's using 18 or 17 in 2025. But again, if they got super easy A's this early, this would be insane value, and they would be great additions, especially depending on what would be done to them to help our Android 16's team, especially because his category lead right now is looking a little bit on the weak side. Androids and Android/Cell Saga, especially Androids, do just need a lot of help, and this would be a big way to do it. But as I said, we're not even done super easying the OG Dokkanfest. I haven't even really made it through any of the OG 120 leads, so I don't think this is going to happen anytime in the near future, but you never know. I'm telling you to save your red dragon stones at the moment anyway, so you never know. However, Super Easy A Texel, you could still get some usage out of. He's actually going to be a great addition on 16's lead, just because he is one of the better units at the moment. However, again, that is just because Android 16's leads do need a lot of help. Then moving on to the units that are valued at 1 red dragonstone, which we have some great super easy A's in here. I know Janemba's kind of fell down the pecking order, but as a slot 1 unit that has a lot of dodge, and that's mainly what you're relying on him to do, can still do it pretty well. Gohan, he's okay at this point. Don't really get much out of him. Broly still has some good use, especially as slot 3 and a support. Frieza, mainly for missions, same as Beerus. SSJ3, Goku and Gotenks, mainly Goku. I'm sorry guys, but your time's been and done once again. Kid Buu kind of nearing the same as Goku Black. They're just a little bit too fragile. However, the support is very nice. VB and Rose are fantastic value, especially because they only cost 1. So if you picked up one of them and held on to the rest of them, you have some great units, especially Rose working with, you know, the Carnival LR if you have him. Then also on Omega's team, Corroded Body and Mind with Dokkanfest Baby. Great support, great unit, great defensively. Those two are very good value at only 1 red dragonstone. The same for the SSJ4s. Goku's still really good, especially again GT Heroes Giant 8 power, especially with SSJ4 Mini Goku dropping recently. Vegeta, not so much. He's a little bit meh, as much as that pains me to say, but still some very solid easy A's regardless. And then we move on to the 120 leads who don't have their super easy A's yet. And while I don't think the likes of SSJ3 Goku, Gogeta, Broly, Kid Buu, Janemba, Cooler, any of those are going to super easy A anytime soon, we have both major easy A's right now being Tech Androids and AJL Trunks. I think now would be the perfect time to super easy A Super 17. Number 1, because it would be a fantastic addition to help our Android 16's team, especially because his leads need as much help as they can possibly get. So that ticks 1 box. He works for Androids. He works on the 200% lead. He works well not only there, but also will buff Omega Shenron's category when it comes to GT bosses as well, further increasing that extreme team as well on top of it, which continues to grow. So he'll be buffing multiple categories literally just by super easying and existing. So now I think is the perfect time to do so. I know the LR literally easy-a'd like a month ago, not even that. However, you can still fit him on the same team with him, just on separate rotations or maybe one being in slot 3. But as I said, he'll not only buff Mega Shenron's team, but primarily right now, which need as much help as it can possibly get in Android 16's lead. Not only that as well, the Super Easy A hasn't been announced yet. I'm not sure if Dokkan are just doing 2 major Easy A's and no Super Easy A, but usually there's a Super Easy A in and around most celebrations. So this is another reason why I'm telling you at the moment to hold on to your red dragonstone, because Super 17 could potentially Super Easy A. He fits the bill, he makes a lot of sense, but not only that as well, you can also see what Easy A's and Super Easy A's are going to come by the time the celebration ends, to then make your choice to make the most out of your red dragonstones, rather than sinking them all now, and then a unit Easy A's or Super Easy A's later on in the month, and then you can't pick them up because you've already spent them. Now, there are some more great options down here who I do think Super Easy A's on the horizon, like Sword of Hope Trunks, I reckon could potentially Super Easy A soon, and here is why. So AGL Trunks is going to get his Easy A in about, what, 2 weeks time? The reason why I think they're doing that is because the Part 2 LR is going to work in somewhat with that AGL Trunks. Whether that is just being run on the same team, whether that is the Carnival LR's lead, whether that is on the Androids and Cell Saga lead of Android 16, I reckon in some shape or form, they will be on the same category directly from the Carnival LR's lead or Android 16's lead. Otherwise, Trunks doesn't really have a place to go. Yes, he could go on Android 16's team, but you're primarily using Android's units and Extreme type units, where Trunks just kind of have no one to work with. So I think the Carnival LR is going to have something to do with Trunks. Not directly, it could literally just be a category, similar lead, a superclass lead for Androids and Cell Saga, maybe Future Saga, but I do think they're going to work some way or another with each other, whether that's going to be a Pure Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, or the lead, or a superclass version or variant of Android Cell Saga to kind of be the opposite side of Android 16. That's what I think is going to happen. And if that is the case, I feel like that might reach a little bit further with other category leads, and sort of hope Trunks may fit on that bill as well. You never know. Could potentially be an option. Again, it's a shot in the dark. I would take it with a pinch of salt, but I'm telling you to save your red Dragonstones anyway, and that could potentially be an option. There's some other great super easy potential in here as well, like Fusion Zamasu. I just don't think his time is yet. And we have more great value units like Buhan. Dropped down a little bit, but still got some good usage out of, especially for, like, you know, missions as well. Omega Shenron is great. And then again, we kind of have super easy potential, which you could potentially pick some of these units up for. And another one that could super easy is also the Strength Cell. I know the tech one only got done during the 10th anniversary, but he's another one that just makes sense. You know, will buff Android 16's team, has a good few links with Android 16. I know it's only a couple, but will work well. Goes on Android/Cell Saga, also goes on the likes of Androids, fits the team really well. Android 16's team just needs a lot of help, so could potentially be an option. And that's pretty much it. I don't think you need to be spending your red Dragonstones on Gogeta, SSJ3 Vegeta, and Pycon and Bootanks, of course, are absolute no-goes. So I mean, at the moment, I would definitely say save, wait for the celebration to end, see all the easy A's and super easy A's come out, then make your choice, rather than preemptively picking up any now. If you wanted to get some now because you're going to get some value out of them, your best choices are primarily going to be the super easy A's, Strength Omega, AGL Rose, maybe Fizz VB, the SSJ4s, because not only are they some of the best choices, especially for one Dragonstone, but it means you still have two left to still potentially pick up some of the units that I said could super easy A, like Super 17 or Strength Cell, maybe even Sword of Hope Trunks. That one is definitely a pinch of salt, because they are most likely to get super easy A's in this celebration, but then also they're valued at one Dragonstone, so you still have some left over to pick up another unit after that if they were to super easy A, like VB if you got Rose, like Rose if you got VB, or SSJ4 Goku. I would completely stay away from any of the other units that are valued 2 and 3 red Dragonstones, just because I don't believe they are worth it. But if by the end of it, none of these units super easy A, just pick the units that you do not have and that you can make the most use out of right now. If that is the case and you have the majority, just pick up the units you don't have, and that will probably do you well in terms of collection and filling up your box with units that you were missing. But if this video was helpful for you guys, do let me know down in the comments who you're thinking about picking up with your red Dragonstone and what you decide to do. Drop a like way down there as well, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.